Truth is making a comeback. America's Top Stories with Lisa K. Donner.
It's true, some stories just fly higher than others, such as the case with our coverage of the New Mexico border wall controversy. Earlier this week, LibertyNation.com reported that the governor, Michelle Grisham, did an about-face asking Washington for help in dealing with a genuine crisis at the New Mexico border. Then a privately funded section of the wall was being built, but then it was shut down by a New Mexico mayor, only to have that overturned. National correspondent Sarah Cowgill wrote about this, and readers by the tens of thousands flocked to it. Joining us now for more on the story is Sarah Cowgill, our national correspondent. Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you, Lisa. It's always good to be with you.
Well, you've got some context going on down in New Mexico. Can you give us the latest? We've got an on again, off again, on again, off again wall.
Yes, we seem to have a on again, it's a go, it's not a go, it's a cease and desist, all in a span of 3 days. Right now, we have some people embedded on the ground who are reporting back to us that the machinery is on. It is a go. There's a rally being held currently with the GoFundMe page founder, Brian Colfage, and a whole host of big lineup names down there watching the wall be built. They're moving fast. They expect it done in 3 days.
Just backtracking a little bit. So we had the approvals, and then the mayor shut them down. Could you tell our readers a little bit about that?
Well, according to Steve Bannon and Kolbach, former Secretary of State of Kansas, who is on the board of We Build the Wall, all the permits have been in place for weeks. This is not something that they just surprised people with. According to the mayor, it didn't fit a city ordinance, which nothing can be built over, no fences could be built over 6 feet tall. And he also requested that there be an environmental impact study done. But all of the people on the other side of the aisle said, we've already done everything that we were asked to do.
So basically, you're saying the mayor shut them down?
The mayor shut them down Tuesday with a cease and desist. And today, the machinery is whirring and dust is flying and it's getting done.
I also read a quote from somebody whose land was that this was on, and they were for it.
Mr. Allen, he is co-owner and part of the American Brick Building Company, which is where the site is going up now. And he had a very strong, very heartfelt message that, you know, they've been putting up with this too long, and as Americans, that we all need to get behind this.
All right, now you wrote a story last week about the New Mexico governor changing her tune. What is the story on that?
Michelle Lujan Grisham came into office in October 2018. Well, actually took office in 2019 and just turned the state upside down with really radical left policies. In February, she called the border crisis a made-up charade by President Trump, and in a big flashy splash of news coverage sent the National Guard packing. Since then, her state has been overrun. The patriots are fired up. Citizens are going out of their way to try to impeach her. But she finally had to admit there's a crisis. Hat in hand, went to the swamp to slog around and try to find some federal money to reimburse the cities that not only are they poor to begin with, but are just overwhelmed and going deeper into the red now that all these illegals are in their towns and communities. They can't take it anymore.
Have you been able to gauge the response from Washington? Do you think they'll step up to help the good governor or let her flounder in the political waters?
Well, I'm not sure. It's been radio silence out of D.C. this week. So until somebody, you know, is brave enough to say, yes, we're going to cover your butts and reimburse your cities and towns, or if they say, no, you got yourself into this, get yourself out of it. You know, the problem is you can't let the New Mexico people suffer from the stupid decisions of their governor. So we'll see. I think it will depend on if, you know, she starts playing the right tune with President Trump, and that is secure the darn border already.
Do you think it would be too much to say we're witnessing sort of a border civil war going on in New Mexico?
New Mexico is the hottest spot right now in the nation politically. You've got thousands upon thousands of people circulating recall petitions for the governor. And the state is a supermajority of Democrats. So, I mean, even the Secretary of State is tossing out these petitions and saying, oh, well, you didn't dot your I or cross your T. I mean, they're getting really mean and nasty, and the people are fed up. And they're growing, they're loud. Thousands upon thousands of people called the mayor's office in Sunland Park. They flooded the office on Wednesday with phone calls, and those patriots are being credited with turning the tide and having that wall go up today.
Do you think that this will pave the way for more of these types of privately funded enterprises?
Oh, absolutely. If this rally today does any good, it will be to fundraise some more cash. They already have two more places planned to build segments of the wall. They're about $6 to $8 million for about a half a mile, and so eventually that $23 million that they've raised will run out. But it's setting a precedent, and people are behind this. They are really solidly behind this national security effort.
So this is really a victory for the people of New Mexico who want a wall.
It is. It's a political victory. They want that governor gone. If they have their way, they're gonna rewrite history right here and right now.
All right, Sarah. What is your prediction in terms of whether this will be allowed to finish, or they'll try to shut it down again?
Oh, they'll try. There'll be something somewhere along the way. This one will get done. Today's wall will get done in the next 2 or 3 days, and then they'll move on to the next location. And wherever they go, and they've been really hush-hush about it to try to avoid a lot of national news coverage, which gets people all fired up in all different ways. And they didn't want that. They just wanted to be able to do what they needed to do legally. So they're going to be quiet about it, but they're going to the next place this next coming week. And when that's close to being done, we'll probably hear about that too. But I'm sure that as soon as the news leaks out, their fears are going to be founded. ACLU will probably come in with, this humanitarian crisis after another one, or the local governments, if they're run, by liberal left Democrats, they might try to stop it as well. So we'll see. The good news is the We Build the Wall people have a pretty good lineup of people on the board, and they have money and attorneys, which in most cases, these little citizens groups, they don't have those options. But the We Built the Wall people have the options, and that'll be good for them.
All right, thank you so much for your fabulous original reporting on LibertyNation.com and for your fine contacts out there in New Mexico. Stay on it, Sarah. Yeah, stay on it for us, Sarah. Thanks for joining us on Truth.
Thank you, Lisa.
Truth is making a comeback. Visit us at LibertyNation.com.